that I was using a flashlight.
1911 to 1922. Bring your red bag in.
I hope I did
Just
not.
one? Right
Yes, one shot. I literally thought it was a flashlight, sir. Because he was using it as a flashlight.
Nah, brother. See, you tweaking.
Stay over there.
There's no way.
Yes, sir.
1911 CPR in progress.
Come on, buddy.
It was so stupid of you. Why would you ever grab a gun?
Man, ain't no excuse, bro. Ain't no fucking excuse. You know how, you see how heavy that shit is, man. And they knew you didn't conceal weapon. They didn't know. They didn't know.
Oh my god.
CPR in progress. Gun is on the couch there.
Yo, the police officer's a fool, nigga. He says, is he still breathing? Nope. No, it's time to watch that shit. Nah, it's not time to watch that shit. Nah. Getting active on a Thursday. You about to watch this true crime shit, man. It was super bad last night. I don't know why it's been raining so much. But I'll take it because it's been hot in the motherfucker lately, too. It's been like 100 degrees the other day. Nah. But yo, man kills his crush's boyfriend in front of her. He thinking with the wrong head. He's drinking with the wrong head.
This man's lust made him pull the trigger on his crush's boyfriend.
I'll admit she's pretty. Yes, it would be nice having sex with her, but I never thought. I mean, I thought about it, yes, but I wasn't gonna ask her.
Oh, no, that's a
What?
weird question to say you want to go
Like-
back and have sex, but
Yeah.
I mean,
But I didn't, like, yes, I did thought about wanting to have sex with her, yes.
Why she was like,
22-year-old Josh was third wheeling
What?
with Hannah and her date, 27-year-old
Oh,
Neil.
third wheeling, nigga.
After the trio hopped bars the entire night, Josh even tagged along with the couple to Hannah's house, where a fun night.
Bruh, AI is crazy. AI is crazy as
Entire
fuck,
night,
bruh.
Josh even tagged along with the couple
Look at this nigga. You like the man, look like a dog on Blue's Clues.
to Hannah's house, where a fun night took a freakish turn.
Where's the gun?
please help. The gun is in my room.
Come on, Neil.
Please help.
I'm inside.
Neil?
Is the ambulance on their way?
They are.
I literally thought the gun was a flashlight because he was using it as a flashlight. We were looking for a cat, and I saw that I was using a flashlight.
1911 to 1922. Bring your red bag in.
I literally thought it was a flashlight because he was.
Come over here.
Yes, sir.
You thought it was a flashlight, so you shot him.
I hope I did
Just
not.
one? Right
Yes, one shot. I literally thought it was a flashlight, sir. Because he was using it as a flashlight.
Nah, brother.
Dude, it's a
See, you tweaking.
You have to
there? Stay over there.
There's no way.
Yes, sir.
1911 CPR
Oh my
in
god.
progress.
Is he still breathing? Is he still breathing?
Hannah, I did not mean to.
I don't care. It was so stupid of you. Why would you ever grab a gun? It's not a toy.
Man, ain't no excuse, bro. Ain't no fucking excuse. You know how, you see how heavy that shit is, man.
You don't.
Come on, bro.
Oh my god.
And they knew you didn't conceal weapon. They didn't know. They didn't know.
Oh my god.
CPR in progress. Gun is on the couch there.
Yo, the police officer's a fool, nigga. He says, is he still breathing? Nope.
Shooter's right there.
I thought it was a flashlight at first because
He was using it as a flashlight. Shut the
I did not
fuck
know
up, bro.
that Neil concealed the weapon. So
if you didn't know he concealed a weapon, how the fuck
Josh
did
seemed
you get the
exceptionally
weapon?
composed as he tried to blame his victim for getting shot. Meanwhile, Neil, who was shot in his chest, was declared dead on arrival.
Get a confirmed DOA. I'll talk to the female as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Ain't nothing you can do, bro. That shit over with. You dumb
I'm
fuck.
so sorry.
Can you do me a favor and get her started on a statement?
Yep.
Thank you.
I swear to God, I did not know it was a concealed weapon. I did not know he concealed a loaded weapon or anything like that.
Okay, I'm gonna read you your rights though, okay?
What?
Sick
of this
and I'll
nigga,
read you the
man.
rights.
Yeah, we got a
Where his punk
shooting to
ass?
death. He said it was accidental, but he's in custody right now. We have one witness and one DOA. in an apartment.
I didn't
Sounds
even
pretty
see it happen. I
straightforward,
never
like-
saw him pick up the gun or anything because I had just turned
Yeah.
away.
So you didn't physically see him like punch out. You know, with our gun, we punch out like.
Yeah, no,
You never saw
I
him
never
point
saw
the
him
gun
grab
at
the
him,
gun or point the gun. I just heard it and I was like, I didn't really understand what it was. I just felt the ringing in my ear.
Yeah.
And it almost felt like something like ricocheted.
How close would you say?
I was so close. Like, we were all so close. My kitchen is small. It's a small apartment. We were all in that small little kitchen. And I was already turned away, like, starting to walk the other direction. And then Neil started following behind me. And then he just fell down. And then there was
So
blood
you
everywhere.
heard the bang. You turn around, and what do you see?
So at first I was still going the other direction and Neil was still behind me. He was behind me and it wasn't for like a minute later until I was like back in the kitchen where I saw all the blood everywhere and then Neil like fell to the ground.
I never went into the apartment, but did he get shot in the front or the back?
I don't know. He said the chest, but I don't know if it went through the front or the back, but I'm assuming the front.
Josh and Neil had engaged in some playful sparring where the latter had landed some better blows. Could it be that the shooting was not just an accident, but a deliberate act born out of jealousy?
I just don't understand if like he was mad that once they did the boxing, even though he wanted to start it, I know that Neil has a harder hit, but I saw it and it looked pretty even. Like Neil went light on him. But I'm wondering if that made him mad. But it didn't seem like that.
Nigga squabbled and turned to DOA on their ass.
So they box.
That shit crazy.
Stop.
He
and
got
then I messed around
mad.
with Neil. I was like, okay, do me now. And Neil like playfully hit me in the stomach, like super light.
Yeah.
And I was like, harder. And then I turned around after that, and we were like going to start walking to the living room. And that's when it happened.
That's
And so I'm like,
kill, bro.
I don't really understand how he could think a gun is just a flashlight. The blood, like,
Was
in the
Josh?
kitchen.
That's his name, right? Josh.
I don't know. I asked him when I was on the phone with the police, and he said it's Josh.
Oh.
I know him, but I just don't know him that well.
Kind of.
Like we've
kind
met
of
at the bar like a couple of times.
Okay. Kind
And he
of.
just asked if he could come over to my house so he could sober up for an hour, and then he was gonna go home. And I said,
Did he
yeah, sure,
drive
that's
here?
fine. No, Neil gave him a ride because he doesn't drive. He walks, and he just said, I don't want to walk home. He said he's going on like a day or 2 days without sleeping, so he's like,
Oh,
I'm
he
just,
on that-
like,
he on
drunk,
that dog
I'm, like,
shit.
low on sleep, like I just
Where were you
come
guys
sober
at?
up for an hour down at Creekside.
He on that
So
boy.
you and Neil are there
Mm-hmm.
together.
Yeah, he came and picked me up probably at around 11 or 11:30, and then we went down together. He was already there. He came and got me. We went down, and then we're all hanging out there, and eventually Josh started hanging out with us, and then that's when he asked me to come back here, and I said, yeah, that's fine. Like, Neil can probably give you a ride home later.
A telephonic testimony given by one of the witnesses who saw the trio together at the bar sheds more light on their relationship dynamics and the probable intentions.
So I don't know any of them particularly well,
Okay.
but I wait on them, I'd say.
So you normally see they're what you would call maybe irregulars?
Yeah.
Okay. And do they usually come in together or do they usually hang out together?
Josh never hangs out really with anybody. This past weekend is the first time I think I've ever seen him hanging out with anyone.
Have you ever seen him hanging out with Hannah before in particular?
No. No.
Okay.
He is very quiet. He pretty much, he only ever has one cider. I think one time I've seen him drink 2 ciders, but that's it. And
Ciders?
he sits at the bar, and he's very quiet, and he doesn't talk to anybody. This past weekend, he did go hang out with Hannah. She is, like, very gregarious. We're, like,
Outgoing?
here's that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's very outgoing, and I think that she was trying to be very friendly to him.
Why did you decide to go to her place versus just giving a ride home?
Well, like, I wanted to spend maybe a little bit more time hanging out with her because I don't hang out with her as much.
Okay. So you just wanted to spend more time with her?
Spend more time, and then in case if I got a little more tired, I would crash at her place.
Okay.
He has
On some
met
bull
Neil
bum
there, and
shit.
I think they do have
This
like
nigga
a
tripping.
previous relationship.
You mean
Hidden
Neil and-
motives,
Neil and
bro.
Hannah have
Neil
had
and
it?
Hannah, yeah,
Okay.
and I definitely get the impression that like they probably had sex before and
Okay.
are friends.
Man,
Have you
hidden
ever heard,
motives.
Josh
That nigga was over there trying to see what's on with it.
in the bar or Hannah at all?
Yeah, he stares a lot, but it seems not like creepy, more like very observational.
Well, you told me before that you'd want to express your feelings for her.
I did, but I didn't want to, say that, oh, I want to date you.
Okay.
What
Josh, what
the
about
fuck?
Hannah? You said she's very outgoing, very gregarious. Would you maybe describe her as flirty?
She's very flirty.
Okay.
And she honestly, the night that happened, was she and Neil had definitely been all over each other. And then at the very end of the night, I noticed her, like, she had invited Josh to play pool, and she was like, started dancing with him, and I can see
Dancing with Josh or dancing with Neil?
Dancing with Josh.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of
So pretty, like, when you say dancing all over Josh, she was like pretty much like
yeah, like
body to body kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
But nobody seemed upset. Like, Neil didn't look mad. Nobody.
Ah,
they all left
you tripping.
together.
I'm not
Everybody was
fucking with that.
smiling.
Okay. Did you see Hannah like making out with Josh at all, or just dancing?
I didn't see that.
Okay.
It wouldn't have surprised me.
Okay.
And I wasn't, I had a lot going on trying to get people to get out.
No, I totally understand. I was just asking if you had observed that. Yeah.
It seems like Josh saw Neil as an obstacle between him and Hannah, and shooting Neil seemed like the only way to get her.
You said that you guys were
No
talking
way.
about experience fighting, but how did this conversation come up?
What
It
you
just
got
came
to
out
say?
out of the blue, just something that slipped out, I mean, knowing that I've gotten into a couple of fist fights in the past, I'd say he did better than me.
Sure, because
This
yeah,
nigga look
it
weird,
hurt,
bro.
right?
It didn't hurt.
Or no, you said it didn't
it-
hurt. It knocked the wind out of you.
It knocked me back, and I was kind of breathing a little hard
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he kind of put his hand on my shoulder, said, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just a little winded out."
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
So after pacing for a bit, I looked down at the counter and then saw the gun. I was also curious on how the flashlight.
This
part of
nigga
the
said
thing
he seen the
kinda
gun,
worked.
bro.
And so I
What we
wanted to
talking about?
like just flash him with it, kind of because
So
it was.
let's not go backwards from the progress we did last time. We've already established that was not the goal, to flash him with the flashlight, right? Your goal was to pull the trigger and fire around. Okay, we talked about this last time, so let's not move backwards. We've already got that statement. Okay, I know that you picked up the gun with the intent of firing a bullet. Okay, it wasn't to flash him with the flashlight. We know that part was the lie, and I understand why you would do that. It makes sense to me, right? Self-preservation stuff. I get it, but let's not work backwards. Okay.
I don't know what was really going through my head at the time. I just picked it up and aimed it and fired it, not knowing what was gonna happen, because like I said, I was tired. I wasn't really thinking clearly. I was up for 30 plus hours.
Okay.
So you shot a
You
nigga.
had two at the time.
What the fuck,
Because you
bro?
had just
What we
gotten
talking
punched
about?
again by this guy who's sleeping with a girl that you want to be sleeping with, if we're being honest, right?
No, I actually didn't want to be sleeping with her. I was just mainly friends with her. Yeah, I had a crush on her, but I just was strictly wanting to be just friends with her.
Officers also recovered several
boy,
sex
you know you
toys from
want
his
that cool
possession,
shit, bro.
including ball
Shut the
gags and
hell up,
dildos.
So we have your bag.
I would have thought so.
So tell me about the other stuff that's in there that you don't want to talk about.
I don't know if I had a dildo in there or anything else like that. I don't know
Okay.
what of a sex toy I had in there.
What do you use your sex toys for? I mean, for sex, obviously, but what are the
This is crack.
circumstances?
Just if we were wanting to get a little, frisky or kinky or whatever.
Okay. So maybe you're a little hopeful that you get to play with those with Hannah.
No, I never wanted to have sex with Hannah. I never had the thought process of having sex with her.
So explain that to me, because that one, we've all been attracted to people, and usually, if you're attracted to somebody, you want to have the physical
I've
experience.
thought about it.
too.
I've thought about it, but I didn't actually want to do that because I've seen her flirting with other guys, and I'm like, having sex with her would be nice, but she is flirting with other dudes, so it probably wouldn't be worth it. I mean, she's pretty. I'll admit she's pretty and cute, but I mean, yes, it would be nice having sex with her, but I never thought.
Man, listen. This nigga doing all this him and Han. Niggas doing all this running around the corner, trying to figure out what he's saying. Fuck all that, bro. I'm saying? He was smashing your joint. You wanted to hit, bro. It's okay, my nigga. Shit happens. You don't shoot a nigga with his own gun.
Twice about wanting to actually, you know, go back to her place and having sexual acts. Like, I mean, I thought
That's
about
what I'm saying,
yes,
my
but I
nigga. Come
didn't-
on, bro.
I wasn't gonna ask her.
Oh, no, that's a weird question to say you want to go
Like-
back and have sex, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but I didn't like. Yes, I did. Like, I did thought about wanting to have sex with her. Yes.
sure. Right, and kind of like we talked about before, like, hey, if you had gotten back there and one thing led to another, you weren't going to tell her no, right? Yeah, that's whatever toys are in the bag. Why do you typically? I mean, I know you said okay, in case there's a hookup. Like, how often do you end up in a situation where you need a
Right.
sex toy from your
That's
bag?
crazy. This
I
nigga
just have it in
carrying
there
sex
just in
toy in
case
the
if I was
bag
gonna
like a
use
cigarette.
it during my
Or a
hookups.
lighter.
But after the last few that I've had, I haven't really used it.
Why is that?
Just never really had the thought of using it.
Josh was charged with assault,
He on
reckless
bullshit.
endangerment, unlawful discharge of a firearm, and negligent manslaughter.
Damn.
His bail was set at $250,000. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen. Click to watch now.
Nigga bail $250K? That nigga's never getting out, bro. Nobody's going to help that nigga do Nathaniel.